Shut your eyes. Stop your ears. Seal yourself off. Control your environment. Poison is in the food, contagion in the water, disease in the air. Disinfect your world as you may. The very fabric of time and space is septic. There is no escape. Any one of us could fall victim to foul disease and death. An invisible hand reaching out to strike us down at the unseen hour. Cleanliness is next to godliness, but we are not gods. We are flesh and blood, a concoction of mud, blood, bile, phlegm, and unnumbered microorganisms dragged from primordial slime. To cast out the filth is to cast out ourselves. From highest to lowest, we are all spending our lives sprawled in muck. But that condition is not so sustainable at the edges of our society, in places like the small colonial town of Palton, on the distant planet Lilith, far on the outer rim of the explored galaxy, where a quiet graveyard is now visited by a man whose enormous shoulders are adorned with the Harris tweed epaulets of a deputy sheriff, 4th class.
Well, Imogen, I think you'd appreciate being buried here. There's a beautiful view of the night sky. Excuse me, Imogen, I think there's someone else here. Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry
Who's
to disturb
that?
you. I'm sorry to disturb you, Deputy. I was just tending the grounds of the cemetery.
Yes, you're the undertaker, Miss Carter.
Please, call me Ada. You are visiting the poor sheriff who died heroically in the exciting but now definitely concluded events of last week.
Yes, those events which are now relevant to our current situation only in that they have left me as the sole law enforcement officer in the town of Palton with its close-knit, superstitious... Sorry, Andy. Its close-knit, superstitious community and its lack of adequate sanitation, and, in addition, left me a widower, since Sheriff Perch was also my wife.
Oh, you poor man. That's tragic.
We didn't really like each other very much. One of those frontier marriages, you know.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that, Deputy, being unmarried myself, despite my excessive charm, social status, and financial stability. Oh.
You are certainly very eligible, yes?
Yes, yeah. I suppose we both have an obligation to the colony to find a partner.
Oh, well, this escalated quickly. Perhaps we could continue this tomorrow night over dinner.
Rather than over your recently deceased wife's grave, yes.
Yes, very good. Good Lord, it's a rocket ship. Landing here in the town square. I'd best go and make sure they're not bringing any vegetables. And warn them also about the town's poor sanitation.
Until tomorrow night, then, Deputy.
Yeah. Bye! All right, rocket ship. Let's see who you've brought. Hello!
Hello, Deputy. Apologize for landing in the town square. We were in rather a hurry to set down. I'm not feeling very well, you see.
Yes, I can see.
Buffalo, carry me down and set me on the ground.
Yes, master.
Is he eating a spider?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love spiders and flies and beetles.
Well, good for you. So long as you're not bringing in any vegetables. So what brings you to Palton?
I was hoping to invest in some property. That large Gothic castle up on the hill, perhaps. But as I say, I'm not feeling very well. I may have to settle for a smaller plot. Perhaps one in your graveyard. Achoo!
I'm not actually sure there's any property for sale in the grave. Oh, you mean dying and being buried there? Okay, yes.
Master, are you?
Yes, he's dead.
Oh, no. You got any more spiders?
Nope. No, not on me. You are a peculiar fellow. We can bury this one in the morning.
Thank you all for joining us this morning. There will now be a brief service conducted by Pastor Fox.
Yep, that's me, hello. Secular humanist preacher of this small community, tending to the spiritual and emotional well-being of the enlightened but poorly sanitized folk of our little community. A little bit about me there, in case you were wondering, specifically for the benefit of that big fella chewing on the centipede over there at back, since everyone else here already knows me already, obviously. Anyways, on with burying this chap. Now, he was only...
Excuse me.
Sorry, we seem to have both simultaneously contracted harmless colds.
He's probably fine. Achoo!
Right, well, moving on. Space Count Grick was only with us a short time.
Achoo! Oh, God.
Oh. These two have died. 2 more graves, please.
Oh, no. All of that sneezing. The off-planet visitor. It's a contagious outbreak. No, dear. We're all in mortal danger. I declare quarantine. Oh, this town, this entire planet are on lockdown. Quarantine. Nobody leaves.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, he seemed excited. I thought he was going to leave, and there he goes. He's kind of running around us, equidistant at the moment. Oh, he's gone now. Oh, he's coming back.
Oh, wrong way.
Oh, he's gone. Well, it looks like he's on the job, anyways. So let's get these ones buried.
I'll just cover them with this monologue until the graves are dug. Oh.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Aren't we quite the mess? Nothing we can't fix, of course. You've come to the right place. Not that I imagine you had much of a say in it, in your condition. But rest assured, you're in safe hands. My God, my hands. Look at the state of my hands. That's what hard work gets you. That's graft under your nails. That's what my father said, God rest him. Though, of course, if my father had known that what he called graft, we called cryptostrongylus pulmoni, he might still be with us. Scrub, scrub, scrub. That's my motto. You could do with a scrub down yourself, but we'll get to that. As soon as we get you out of those, what's left of your clothes. Filth! Sorry. Little speck of grit under the nails. Can you pass the wire brush? No, for me. Thank you. That's getting it. Don't want me poking around with dirty fingers, do we? End up like, ow! Oh dear. Oh, that smarts. Oh, there it is. There's blood. You don't mind the sight of blood, do you? You'll be seeing quite a bit of it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't joke. But it's my sense of humor, you know. It's all I've got left. Budget cuts, you see. That's why it's not entirely sanitary. You're kind not to notice. Everyone we get in here is the same. Oh, doctor, I was too busy holding in my insides to worry about a little damp on the walls. So what if it's not really a hospital, etc., etc.? Well, I notice. You deserve better than this, is all. God knows what you've seen out there. To end up like you are. And then to come here. I'm embarrassed. I am. Embarrassed. Some people have no respect for you, the work you do. I do, though. I couldn't do what you do. Take some courage to stare those things down. Me, I'm too scared of getting your hands dirty. That's what my father would have said. I look at me now, eh? My hands are always fucking dirty. I'm sorry. The swearing is stress, you know. Well, of course you know. That's why we say swearing like a trooper, eh? How is the combat? You're a quiet one, aren't you? Used to something a little different here. To be honest, it's nice to be able to hear myself think for a change. Normally can't. Over the screaming. I tried to tell them it won't get the job done any quicker, but I imagine they're in a lot of pain. So what is it at the moment out there? Up there, rather? Chemical? Biological? Nuclear? We've had it all down here, haven't we, Jeff? Oh, he's on lunch. Did you know you're covered in bites? I do wish they'd invent weapons that caused slightly less bloodshed, or pus, and the radioactive vomiting. Oh! Nobody ever thinks of the cleaning up. Muggins here. Yes, give me a mop, I'm in my element. I do love a good clean. Nothing like a pristine floor, a polished shelf, a bone-white bone. You can never get clean enough down here. It's important, you know. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Did you know that there are over 23 billion germs on this scalpel blade alone? Probably. And we wonder why we're in the mess we're in. The greenhouse gases, they said. Russia, they said. A nuclear war is to blame for this? No. People didn't wash their fucking hands. I went outside yesterday. I saw the rubble. The thick black smokestacks that plume ever upwards from slowly eviscerating diseased human flesh that smoulders on the pyres of purification, blocking out the cold and distant sun. I saw a man feeding on a man, eating each other with their hands. And their hands were filthy. Can you imagine eating with filthy hands? And no utensils? No wonder everyone's sick. The strangest thing was I thought I saw my father. There was a man in a flat cap with a dead whippet on a string, in old-timey trousers. His hands were big and cracked and dirty. He fixed his eyes on me and wiped away the salivation and blood spatter from his thin moustache. Then he threw back his head and let out an inhuman squeal, like some carnivorous pig. But the squeal was sort of a Yorkshire accent. And for a second, I was sure it was my father. But of course, father's dead. You know, it's very rude to nod off like that when someone's bearing their soul. Oh. Oh, no. Jeff! Jeff, he's dead! Jeff! Longest fucking lunch break I've ever heard of. Well, it's up to me then, isn't it? Steve can do the paperwork. Steve can identify the body. Steve can extract the dental records. Oof. When was the last time you cleaned your teeth? Well, being dead's no excuse. It's never too late. Where's that wire brush? There we are. Splash of bleach. Ah, I can see it now. Bone white bone. Oh. Hello. Oh, wakey, wakey. I thought you were dead. Can you let go of my hand, please? Okay, your teeth are actually hurting now. And it's not very sanitary having my hand in your mouth. Ah! Oh, you're breaking the skin now. Oh, that's really... Oh, God. Oh, God. You're one of them. Please. Please. I know you're not capable of reason, and you want to eat my brains, but please, just try not to make a mess.
Right, well, the quarantine's in place, so I'm pretty sure everything's gonna be fine. Time for this lawman to clock off and go on that date.
Oh, Strideforth, there you are. So strong, so vital, so alive.
Yes. Hello, Maeder. I've always been rather proud of how thoroughly alive I am. Shall we head to dinner?
Dinner, yes. Oh, so hungry. And you look so good.
Oh, thank you. You look very nice as well. Yes, I was thinking we could swing by Diamond Gem's Bistro. Palton's chicest, yet still significantly grotty eatery.
No, Strideforth, let's skip that and go straight to mine.
I thought you said you was hungry.
Yeah, so hungry.
Were your teeth always that pointed? What's that rustling? Blood! Blood!
Blood! We want some blood.
Ah! It's Flem and Nell, but I saw them die! I saw them with my own eyes! The dead have risen! Run away! Dirty Antic, let me in! Oh my God! Let me in! Oh, there are monsters!
Enter, yes.
Monsters out there!
Come and tell me what is wrong, enormous deputy.
There were vampires is what's wrong!
Vampires.
It's definitely vampires! I saw some of the people that we buried and they're walking around.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions like superstitious yokels.
Why not? We're a superstitious provincial community! Let's form a mob! Let's desecrate some corpses! Let's burn a windmill!
Yes, or we could remain calm. This is probably just a symptom of the virus.
But your shelves are full of jars with newts' eyes and bats' wings and frogs' bellies and...
Standard equipment. You work with what you can get. With galactic government cutbacks, the entire medical profession is on the ropes. Just be glad that Lilith has a health service at all.
The dead will no longer slumber in their graves, but walk the planet's surface in search of blood. Beware!
Oh no, who's this spooky, wall-eyed child? How did she get in here?
This is my little daughter, Heather. Please don't make her self-conscious about her eye condition.
What about her prophetic tone?
That's new.
The power is in the blood. The living eye is unseeing and the closed eye sees. Closed in death, which is but a passing sleep before eternal waking. Achoo!
She's infected!
Achoo!
Another one dead.
Your own child. I'm so sorry, Doctor.
No, that's what I meant. Another one of my children is dead. This happens frequently. Our town's sanitation is appalling. There's a lot of child death.
All right. So that's put some perspective on all the vampire stuff. Ah, vampires! Scratching at the window! Ah!
Let me in, Rufus. Let yourself succumb to your desires.
Certainly neither of those things! No! Quick, let's get rid of this body before it comes back to life and gets us!
Let me do some tests on her blood first. The medical science is sure to save us all.
Well, I'm helplessly terrified. So while you do that, I'm going to hide my head under electronic and analog wunderkind Overbeck.
Wake up, Strideforth. It's dawn. I have been working all night. I have identified the pathogen. It appears to be some kind of quantum-linked protomolecule. All of the victims of the disease are connected, networked even, like a single organism, and the solution is very simple. We have to...
What? What do we have to do?
Achoo! Achoo!
Oh dear. Well, I didn't understand any of that sciencey stuff, but it sounded like she was going to say that it's vampires and we need to kill the head vampire! To the graveyard!
Okay, so tell me again what it is we're doing here.
Oh, we're going to exhume these recently deceased townsfolk, decapitate them all, and then we'll burn their hearts and drink the ashes.
Right, so I did hear you right the first time.
Yep. Here we go. Digging away. Yep. Dig. Yes. Oh, we're digging. Dug them. Yep. Now that's. Okay, we finished digging.
There's the
Now
coffin.
let's open these coffins up, eh? Yeah. Break it open. Ah, very good. Here they are. Yes, Flem and Nell. I saw them walking around last night. You will notice the bodies have not decayed. They're still fresh.
Oh, well, we did just bury them yesterday.
They didn't look this fresh even when they were alive.
Suppose.
And look!
Oh, that's horrible. What did you do that for?
They're absolutely filled with blood.
Oh, that does actually look like a lot more blood than there should be. Maybe it is vampires. Let's get the main one.
Don't stay away from the master. The master don't want to be disturbed.
Ah, yes, of course. You're guarding his grave. Now we won't bother him much. Just little judicious surgery and hard drinking, and he'll rest much better.
Buffalo bread and smash, yo.
Oh, will he? Well, perhaps this large jar filled with spiders will change your mind. Fresh from the shelves of our local doctor.
Loads of spiders.
Oh, loads of spiders. That's right. Off you go, you disgusting man. Now, let's decapitate this space vampire and make tea with his heart ash.
Oh, digging again.
Yep, there we go. And we're just, we're
there's
about to open the coffin now. We've finished.
We got the coffin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
There he is. He looks in great shape. It wasn't in evening wear when we buried him, was he?
No, he was not. Nor did he have those long buck-tooth fangs. Let's chop him up. Yes.
Bleh.
Oh, he's woken up.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of blood.
Hey, keep dismembering.
All right.
Go on. No, don't stop. No.
Ah, foolish Strideforth. Your superstitious preventative measures are absolutely... Ow. Stop chopping me up. Ow. Yeah, ow.
Yep, keep going.
It's absolutely in vain, Strideforth.
Well, we'll see if you're still saying that when I'm drinking your heart.
Yes, ow. I probably won't be saying anything by then, but nonetheless, it's useless. Ow. This disease is spread throughout your community. A town with such dismal sanitation stood no chance at all. This protomolecular virus is obscure. It's of obscure extraterrestrial origin and has been manipulated and engineered by the galactic government, specifically my division, the Office for Obscure Experimentation into Extraterrestrial and Otherworldly Organic Outcomes. Ooh.
Chop off his legs so he can't run away!
Yes, the supervirus was created. We codenamed it Colonel Mops, and it was tested on various unsuspecting civilian communities. Such as this one. Of course, it got out of hand.
No, it can't be.
Yes, drink my drink my heart if you must, but your feeble quarantine...
Keep chopping!
All right, we'll chop him up some more.
Go on!
Yes, this Colonel Mop's virus is loose, racing through the galaxy, connecting and controlling all the organic life.
Keep chopping, there can't be much more exposition!
Drawing on all the life force of all that is living, there is nothing you can do.
Oh no!
And so, helpless to resist the tide of disease that reaches out to consume not only his town and his planet, but the entire known universe, Strideforth, desperate to take some kind of action, dismembers and eviscerates a still living corpse. And you too, dear listeners, must go and resume your ineffectual struggle against the inevitable, out there, until you join us once more for the next Unseen Hour. We hope that you feel cleansed by the Unseen Hour episode 28, Night of the Unclean. The Unseen Hour is recorded live and monthly. Yeah, don't do it. The Unseen Hour is recorded live and monthly, usually on the first Wednesday of every month at the Rosemary Branch Theatre in London, courtesy of Unattended Items. This episode was performed hygienically by Brice Stratford, Holly Morgan, and James Carney, and featured a monologue written by Dominic Allen and performed by Simon Maeder. The musical guest was Overbeck. Theme music by the Unrecorded. The Unseen Hour is an Unseen Things production, created, written, and produced by James Carney, and the podcast is produced in absolute squalor by Andy Goddard. We all look forward to seeing you here again at the next Unseen Hour. So, thank you all for joining us. We'd like to ask...